Edon Jr.
Thank you, thank you. This is a great looking crowd, I've got to say. Oh, you guys look amazing. Oh, man. But before we begin, can you guys give a round of applause to our lead instructors? They've been amazing. And also a quick round of applause to our teachers in training. They've done so much great work for us too. I gotta say, we had a great set of tits, helping us out really helping us out. So I'm your first student that's coming on. This is cool. Some of my friends are asking, am I nervous, going on first? And not really. I mean, like every other guy in DC, I'm a narcissist, so I love having a microphone and talking to people. Yeah, exactly, especially because you can't talk back. But no, this is great. The other thing too is if I start bombing, I'll just steal everybody else's jokes and say them first, right? Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. So I just got out. I did 10 years in the Marine Corps. But before I did that time in the Marine Corps, I actually studied philosophy. So it really taught me to shoot first and ask deep questions later. Thanks. Yeah. A lot of people, they don't believe me when I tell them that. They say it's like too big of a contradiction. Black guy studying. But you guys believed me, that was great. But for me, that path was inevitable. So my name is Dion Edon Jr. In addition to sharing that name with my father, I share it with Dion of Syracuse. No, not the football player, the ancient Greek hero. So Dion of Syracuse, he was such a great warrior. He was named an honorary Spartan. He was such a great philosopher, Plato called him his favorite student. So now I don't only disappoint my dad, but I disappoint a pillar of Western civilization. But growing up as a kid, that stuff was like really inspiring. Warrior, scholar, and that's what I wanted to be. So I read all of the philosophers, starting with Plato. And he had some amazing things, some nuggets of wisdom that are still relevant to this day. Like one of the things he said was that you can learn more about a person in 1 hour of play than you can in a year of conversation. And that goes the same for self-examination as well. So I just, instead of taking the Myers-Briggs, I set aside an hour each day to play with myself. Get your minds out the gutter. Playing with myself taught me my boundaries. It taught me my likes and my dislikes. It really made me a man, is what it did. Those philosophers had a lot to say, about life in general, but they also had stuff to say to me as a Marine. I remember flying into Iraq for the 4th or 5th time and recalling what Ludwig Wittgenstein once said. He said, I don't know why we're here, but I'm pretty sure it's not to enjoy ourselves. Yeah, called it, bro. Wittgenstein, he was a really interesting guy. Rich kid, gave away his entire inheritance, joined the military, became a war hero several times over, and then became the greatest philosophical mind of the 20th century. Typical Austrian. But, as interesting as he is, his closest philosophical mentor was Bertrand Russell. And Bertrand Russell was a devout pacifist. And I also learned from him, too. So he said, I would never die for what I believe because I might be wrong. And I thought, I can't do a lot of things, but I can do that. Because in Afghanistan, some of the guys who thought they were, the most right, they were ticking time bombs. They blow themselves up, is what I'm saying. But we just all need to be a little bit more humble, But before I end, I just want to leave you with one piece of advice from the great Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. He said, being loved deeply gives you strength. Loving someone deeply gives you courage. So I'm going to lovingly play with myself backstage to get the courage to do this again. Thank you all. You guys are an amazing crowd. Have a great night.